Hi everyone, we are standing at the Stanford campus right now. We just met with BASIS, which is the Student Entrepreneurs Club of Stanford, and had some really interesting talks.
And yeah, we had two very busy days. We met about 10 people, and we will show you what our experiences were, and so enjoy the video and stay tuned.
Fair Observer is a new media company. The whole idea is to provide context, quality analysis, and make sure that that analysis comes from around the world and from people from many disciplines, so that you get a plurality of perspectives and you can make sense of the world. Our signature product is a 360-degree analysis, wherein we provide you the context, which explains the background of an issue and why is something important. And we provide you perspectives that come from folks who may be former ambassadors, or former generals, or academics, or even students. And they all come from different countries. So what you're getting is what we call a 360-degree view, and you can make sense of the world, and therefore our motto is make sense of the world.
So e.ventures is one of the truly global venture capital firms in Silicon Valley and just in the world in general. Very few venture capital firms have teams and partners and dedicated funds in markets outside of the US. So we have a team here, a team in Hamburg, Germany, Russia, Brazil, and China. China also covers Japan as well. Most other venture firms, they'll have other funds that are affiliates, but they're not actually overlapping partners. What makes Silicon Valley special are the people. They're incredibly open and are willing to communicate about pretty much anything. So if I want to go learn about the next big payments solution, I'm one email away from talking to the person who is creating that.
So we were talking a lot about this idea that networking and working on your business plan, your resume, and these other kinds of things are probably not as valuable as actually building a prototype and getting something real out there. It's just been my experience and Jason's experience as well in several years in startup world that the most important thing that you can spend your time doing is actually building a product. And so when we wanted to raise money for our idea, we first tried to do it the networking route, and we got a lot of meetings and had a lot of people patting us on the back and saying, great work, you're doing good stuff, but nobody invested. And it wasn't until we actually stopped networking and spent 3 months building a prototype and then went back to investors that we got funded. And that's one data point, but it's certainly true of people that apply to Y Combinator. 80 of them every year get in, 2,000 apply. The people that get in have demos, all of them, right? It's extremely important, not just because it helps communicate your idea much better than just talking about it, but it also demonstrates a level of seriousness and a level of action. It says, I'm the type of person that actually wants to build things. I'm a maker as opposed to a talker. And investors want to fund makers.
I'm Patrick Riley. I'm one of the founders of ARC. And ARC is essentially a people search engine. So we crawl multiple social networks and provide really good results based on facets, so qualities of people. You don't need to know someone's name in order to search for someone. Well, I mean, I'm sure you guys get the sense here, but there's something just different here, and the reason why is that you could just walk down the street and you're going to run into people that are probably doing another startup or at least working in tech. Like, pretty much everyone I know in San Francisco works in tech. I felt like that in München a little bit, but it was like a different kind of tech. Here, what's interesting is people are more affiliated with what they do. So if I'm in UX, then I talk with other UX people. It doesn't matter about the company. You're not going to get that sense, that feeling in Germany. You need to come here and experience what you guys sense, which is a camaraderie that doesn't exist in other places.
So my name is Jason Cavnar, founder of Singly. Singly connects apps to other apps so that developers, when they build their applications, don't have to replicate all the code of connecting to different APIs. We handle all of that as a service. I think Silicon Valley does a good enough job of hyping itself. What I would say to any aspiring European entrepreneur, right, is to treat Silicon Valley for what it is. It's a highly centralized place of ideas and capital and people. But I think the startup ecosystem is going to happen around the world. I think the concentration of capital here, the concentration of talent is sort of a legacy of a period in history in which a lot of big companies were built here. But I think the capital is getting more distributed, access to capital, whether it's like a Kickstarter crowdfunding movements where you can raise money online, all the incubator systems and things like that. They're going to get spread across all the major cities and across the world.